William Hill Vegas sponsors Joshua vs. White on Sky Sports Box Office.
Radio Raheem with Ed Hearn. We're here in London where you're making yet another mega fight. You've made two up-and-coming, people say prospects, but they've got huge fan bases already. Fighters fight when they're supposed to fight, which is something we don't see very often in boxing. What's it like, putting a fight like this together? Was it difficult? And is that the mentality that you have? Like, let's stop waiting for these fights.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to money. A lot of it comes down to the ambition of the fighter. We have a responsibility to make fights like this. We made one the other week with Callum Smith and Rocky Fielding, two undefeated super middleweights. I think one's 15-0, one's 18-0. No, sorry, 17-0, 21-0. They fought for a British title. They were both on the verge of fighting for a world title. But, I think in the day of social media and the demands of the fans and the broadcasters, you have to make fights like this. And this is a great fight. And you saw Malik Scott ask the question, will you, if Joshua gets lucky, will you let him go in? And I said, look, all eyes on Saturday. I know what kind of test Dillian Whyte is. This is a real fight. And we can have as many plans as we want. But if you get hit clean on the chin on Saturday night and get cleaned out, it's all over. But that's the beauty of the heavyweight division.
And to that end, it's been known that, European boxers kind of fight in their own world, American boxers the same. And this has, with William Hill Vegas, for instance, reached over the pond. Your Sky Sports partners, people around the globe will be watching this fight, is my point. And it's also got a stacked undercard, which has as much to do with the main event, as anything else. Putting cards like this together, do you think that that's how European fighters kind of break out and really get that global exposure?
Yeah, I think, it depends on a lot of things. Box office and pay-per-view is what's enabled us to put this card together. We wouldn't have been able to put this card together on a standard Saturday night rights fee. There'll be 17,000 people in the arena. The atmosphere will be like nothing else. But, I think that in this day and age, the only thing we're doing that's difficult is we're making a rod for our own back, because every card now the fans think should be like this, and this is a one-off. This is a huge night for British boxing. It's going to do huge numbers. It's live in nearly every major country and market around the world. So this is good. This is we're pushing the boundaries, and there's a lot of great fights on Saturday night.
Fight fans are used to heavyweights being the crown goal, the crown jewel of the sport, but here recently, in recent years, the lighter weights have made their play. Two big guys are retired. One's retiring, and that's Amir Khan wants to fight Manny Pacquiao, right? It's his last fight. It doesn't appear like that fight's going to happen. Yeah. You've been quoted on record saying that's definitely not going to happen. Is that a for sure thing? Is Khan out of the conversation with Manny Pacquiao?
I mean, look, I'm not Top Rank and I'm not Khan Promotions, but the fight's not happening, and this is just what I'm told by people who know whether the fight's happening. We've talked about Brook Khan for years and years, and that's another example of a fight where common sense should just prevail. And you make a fight which makes you more money than any other fight in the world, and it's for a world title. So I don't know what else you can do. You either want the fight or you don't, and that's the thing stopping most fights, is that some fighters don't want that fight. So, but Amir's been waiting for the Mayweather fight. That didn't happen. He's been waiting for the Mayweather the Pacquiao fight. That's not happening. The Brook fight is it's crazy why this doesn't happen. But we are talking, and I hope and I believe this fight will get made for the summer.
He's made so many public statements that Brook is not at his level. Brook doesn't deserve the fight. Brook's got to do more to prove himself to earn a shot at Amir Khan. When you hear this kind of talk, is it really just for the public, or is that his attitude when you guys are at the table?
No, he believes that. He believes he's the bigger name. I guess he is the bigger name. Kell has the world title. So it's a 50-50 kind of thing. Amir has a much better resume than Kell Brook. Kell Brook went and beat Sean Porter in his backyard to win the world title. So if it's an easy fight and he's not on his level, then easy payday. So that doesn't really make sense. But Amir does definitely think that he's beyond Kell Brook, but
It seems like it would be a no-brainer to have that fight here. But again, Amir Khan's talked about wanting to fight in America, wanting to fight in Vegas. Does that matter to you where it is?
Why fight in America when you're giving all the tickets away to the crowd? Why not fight in an 80,000 stadium where you're selling every single ticket? This fascination with fighting in America, it makes me laugh. you're boxing in arenas where there's no atmosphere, right? And the majority of the tickets are comped. So, okay, maybe in some circumstances the money's higher, but in this circumstance it's not at all. So that's a Wembley fight, sells 80,000, does 1 million pay-per-views.
Why do you think that is? Why are English boxing fans so much more excited, even earlier in fighters' careers, about their fighters and willing to spend the money?
Because there's more of a community aspect in terms of sports fans supporting their fighters. I'll give you an example. Where are you from?
America. I'm from Hollywood.
Yeah. From Hollywood, right? So if America was England and Hollywood was a town in England, if you were a boxer, you would have 300, 400, 500 fans that would travel to every one of your fights. Right? Creating a great atmosphere. In America, that doesn't happen. When Adrian Broner from Cincinnati boxes in Las Vegas, how many people travel from Cincinnati to Las Vegas? His family. That's the answer. You know, what they need to do is they need to do more things like it's been done with Terence Crawford, like it's been done with Deontay Wilder in Alabama. They need to take them to their hometowns, show the passion. When Terence Crawford fights, it's great TV. And the crowd and the energy is what sells the TV package. When you go to an arena and the paper in the arena, they're trying to put comps in and it's half full, the viewer at home turns on the TV and says, "What's this? There's no one there." And you can't. No one's even cheering. When you go to the O2 on Saturday, watch that for a TV spectacle with 18,000 people on their feet. And same thing when Terence Crawford's in Omaha, when Deontay Wilder's in Alabama, it means something. Passion from fans. You don't see it in America because the people in the arena doesn't mean anything to. They're in the arena, they don't even know who's fighting.
You talk about the passion of the fans. Obviously, Amir Khan has been in the game longer, has been a main event fighter longer than Kell Brook. But when Kell Brook won that title, the English fans, they were in the building. You're right about that. Yeah. They traveled. Where do you think the fans put this fight? Is it 50-50? You think more fans believe Kell Brook can win?
50-50. Amir has a big fan base. I think Kell's had some good performances lately against not the level of Amir, but still good performances. He's champion, he's confident. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I just think Kell Brook knocked him out. Yeah,
it's interesting because we're working with William Hill, Las Vegas, so we'll find out where those odds lay on the day, hopefully. When you're negotiating, you say you're at the table with Amir Khan. It's kind of unclear who his promoter is or who speaks for him. Obviously, you've got an Al Heyman fighter, Paulie Malignaggi, on this card, so you're able to work with him. Is that who you're negotiating with when you deal with Amir Khan?
No, with Amir Khan and his family. Well, I wouldn't say there's been negotiations. There's been discussions, and we've sent them through the numbers, the projections from the show. And I think the negotiations and that will happen in the next week or so. That'll be even more difficult.
Ed Hearn, I hope to be back for that fight. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. This is a great card. Anthony Joshua takes on Dylan White Saturday night. Don't miss it. Radio Raheem here with Eddie Hearn. Brought to you by William Hill, Vegas.
William Hill Vegas sponsors Joshua versus White on Sky Sports Box Office.